You don't have much time left, so this debt to GDP spiral is happening, right? It would take 20 years to reach 250% debt to GDP based on the CBO's predictions, which are always way too low. That doesn't work. Americans from the middle class and working class are getting kicked in the knees. Always, I hope that Bitcoin doesn't happen and that I don't wake up with Bitcoin, because that would mean the end of society. In the most recent episode of Galaxy Brains, Alex Thorne talks with Galaxy founder and CEO Mike Novogratz about what's new in the cryptocurrency market. The talk was recorded soon after Galaxy's Q1 earnings call. It includes Mike's predictions for Bitcoin in a market that is always changing. The price of Bitcoin is around $69,000 at the time of the debate. Out of the 21 million Bitcoins that exist, $19.4 million are in circulation right now. Mike's strategic vision for the future of digital assets and the crypto market is laid out in full in this episode. You'll learn where he thinks the market is going and what's making it grow. No. Between 85 and 90 million Americans now have cryptocurrency. Wow, it seemed less high to me. During the earnings call, I looked it up on Google. So yeah, because more and more people own cryptocurrency, it's a mistake. It's still possible to change direction, but we'll see. The crypto world was small, and there weren't many stories, right? The story was the halving. That became very important because of that. Yes. It's just part of the story when there are other stories going on. Yes, Ed. Okay, halving is not as important as it used to be. Okay, the important thing is that we're in the acceptance cycle. So why does crypto still have a high Sharpe ratio and move from the left to the right? Because we just talked about the big picture with gold and silver, right? In other words, it's a great place for hard goods. We're still early in the adoption process too. We just pulled the big lever, which was the wealth route and ETFs. This is why you were excited about it in the first place. It's now time for the Morgan Stanley. Hey there, have I talked to you about Bitcoin, Mr. Jones? There has never been a buy in Bitcoin. You need to orange pill someone. It's real. And we turned all of the Morgan Stanley REITs into orange pills just last month. REITs are in charge of $45 trillion in baby boomer wealth. You can now say that Bitcoin is digital gold. It's also easier to sell now than it was when it was first becoming valuable. It is now a part of your macro menu. It's called diversifying your assets. If I thought there was any chance that populism would go away, I would change my mind and it would cost me money. On the other hand, most people who buy ETFs for the first or second time say they won't buy and sell Bitcoin in a week. And the only other driver besides the Fed and the government, a week or two after getting an ETF, you can usually buy options on that ETF. This has been shocking but not surprising because of the SEC. Yes, it's also not possible to buy or sell the Bitcoin ETF. That can't happen because of the SEC. Is there a good reason for it? No, that I know of. But the CC might be able to tell us when the option market opens and the Robin Hood crowd really comes out to play. So what was interesting is still interesting. So ETFs and all this talk. If you look at the ETFs from the beginning to now, you looked at the overall volume of all those ETFs along with their 9, 11, and 11 ETFs, as well as the volume on the MicroStrategy and the Marathon. It got beat up by MicroTactics and Marathon. Yes? More sound. He was really making me crazy. I asked myself, why is because of the choices? Yes. People who trade short-term options are all Robin Hoods, game stoppers, and day traders. Yes, it makes the market very volatile, but it also makes things exciting. Michael Saylor is a Chad. He got this. He did a great job. To be honest, I'm a little worried about the buyers. For the past 6 months, the CEO has sold stock every single day. That's why I get nervous when the CEO is selling, and he's selling MicroStrategies, which are worth a lot more than Bitcoin. After that, he buys Bitcoin. So you think, well, the CEO is doing it. They also sell stock and buy Bitcoin as a business, hence the sale. Instead of buying MicroStrategy, you should generally sell MicroStrategy and buy Bitcoin, which is what the company and its CEO do. Now that he looked like a copy, it didn't matter. It doesn't matter how hard the CEO tries to sell something, we'll still buy it, because he's such a jerk. In the end, it all ends in tears. The micro approach will find a Bitcoin ratio that is close to equal, or maybe even negative, since closed-end funds trade negatively. The price might stay high, because Michaels is very smart. He will find a way to do something. Yes. But that doesn't mean it doesn't feel right to trade. In extra, we'll see. He just bought it for a lot more than it's worth. It kept its value. It's going up again. Is the fact that we're still not public in the US. due to the fact that there aren't many crypto chances there? This is only because the SEC won't or hasn't approved many crypto companies, including eToro. There are people waiting in line. Not a lot of chances are there. That's why miners, MicroStrategy, and a few other crypto companies got all the attention for their stocks. They trade at very, very high prices compared to their book value because they are growth stocks. Riot, CleanSpark, and Marathon all have smart CEOs. Good morning, my stock trades 3 or 4 times a day. I'm going to sell it and get another book. Yes. So crypto stocks haven't been the ones that have lost the most value. I thought, oh, so the SEC thinks this is great for general investors, but God forbid saying that bullish is okay. It just doesn't make sense. Dana did a great job as Kitty in that. I believed it was. But I'll always remember that time when he spoke in Congress. They were trying to get him to say that his post was meant to help the stock go up. He told her, "We like the stock, I'm sorry, I'm not sure what to say. We like the stock." People ask, how is that possible? Okay, it's like stock in GameStop. He says, "We just like it, we like it." I thought, I love this answer, I have no idea why he AI. Kitty, you got a love ring because he really knocked it out of the park. And one more, people, most of the time, get crazy prices on things that are getting a lot of attention, which means there is a lot of cash. It's past the package. A lot of money is going to be lost. I feel awful all the time. And I said this at the dumb GameStop. Yeah, I was on CNBC and said, I'm worried about people who bought it 3 weeks or 3 days ago. Those guys were smart and aware that the market was wrong about options. They should have won, but taking advantage of everyone who buys it at silly prices. Yes, it is clear that they will lose. Okay, they did, Yes, a lot of people call this lack of faith in money financial nihilism. It's part of meme stocks and even meme coins. Okay, listen up when rates were 0 and it was like the government was giving away money, which shows that money isn't worth that much. It was the start of crypto. Since it led to likes, why not memes? It's almost pure. It makes sense. That's why it was nihilism. All of the rules were set up to hurt us. Pay attention. Everyone needs to watch. As a side note, I'd like to say that my brother runs TED Talks, but Professor Galloway, also known as Scott Galloway or Prof. G, and I've been on his show twice to talk about crypto. He spoke at TED about theft that happens from one family to the next. Plus, it was great. That made me mad because I've been saying stupid things all day and you can find them. He also took all of my good ideas. They were also his ideas. But he did a great job putting it together, yes. The punchline is that our young people are in much worse shape now than my group was when we were that age. He also looked at the difference between real pay and the cost of living, college, and living in a house. He also tried to figure out why this happened. You should be mad if you're young. All of these old baby boomers, including Nancy Pelosi, Donald Trump, Joe Biden, and others, have been running our country and have done a terrible job and taken your money. You should be mad at them.